Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing my random roulette for a little while today. Uh, haven't been recording for the last couple of days because I've been working and also really tired. So we're going to be doing shoals. This character is a range dude, so you should have a lot less difficulty dealing with the random RNG crap. The ranged and stuff, so how good. So Nicola is here. That's great because I actually have the answer to him. Using the Ring of Exhibition, I can actually take him out pretty easily, I think. I'm also going to not hold back on using my decks of destruction. Nicola's the kind of enemy that I kind of have these decks for. Those guys that are just really tough to beat. I think R Poise and RF are going to be a lot less useful in this place, so I'm probably going to be running, probably going to be using the Ring of Aralek and stuff as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk. I might talk a little bit less about shoals today because honestly, there's something that's bothering me like crazy. Okay. So with 1400 gold, there are really good things in here. The two that I require absolutely are the Lamp of Fire and the File of Floods. Those are completely necessary for this character. These one-off evocables are amazing. So even if I know that I might get one in the later dungeon, I don't want it because I'd rather have it right now. That's how good they are. Unfortunately, though, that means that I have 2 more slots that I have to get rid of. So I'm going to be looking pretty hard at my inventory, see if I can get something out. Maybe I might need to get rid of the second stack of spiders, just stash it somewhere. But for now, that's fine. So if you guys have been paying attention to the updates in the game, recently the latest trunk came out, and honestly, to be completely honest, this is one of the updates that have made me pretty pissed off without context. I haven't played in the last trunk changes, but just reading the patch notes made me pretty angry, at least ticked off somewhat. So for those of you that aren't aware, they added a new god, Achilles. I won't really discuss him because I don't care too much for him. But the more interesting thing that I believe happened is they removed one of hasting and a lightning rod. I wish I had more gold, but meh, whatever, that's fine. If I remember to get hasting, that'd be good. So what they did was they removed amulets of resist mutation, they removed amulets of warding, and they added this amulet of dismissal. They also changed the way that a lot of amulets work. So they nerfed the piety rate gain on amulets of faith. They made it so that removing an amulet of mutation costs 2 to 7 rot, and they added this new amulet called the amulet of dismissal. Okay, this is kind of scary. Let's draw a deck of war. Good, I got some summons on me. So the amulet of dismissal is all it does essentially is when something hits you, it has a chance to teleport away. It is one of the most useless amulets I've ever seen. Because frankly, when in God's green earth would you ever want an amulet to teleport a dangerous melee enemy away from you? That doesn't make any sense. It's made worse by the fact that honestly you can't return. You can't take it off without being yellow contaminated, which is even worse because you don't have any more R-mute. So I don't really see, like right now, from a purely theoretical perspective, this looks utterly crap. The amulet of dismissal, they used it to replace the amulet of warding, which they said was terrible, but this seems just as bad, if not worse, in all honesty. I guess for specific for stabs and stuff, it's a reasonable choice, but regeneration is still going to be better. The thing is, what they've tried to do is they've tried to make it so that there are more interesting amulet choices, which is hilarious because then they remove the only ones that you ever want to pick between, which is resist mutation and regeneration. The other two are kind of useless. Stasis and Clarity's situational at best. Stasis is pretty useless, honestly. I've rarely had characters that even carry stasis, usually an auto drop. Rage is beyond useless, pretty much. For your amulet slot, you get to pretend to be Trog, but worse. After hefty investment. Like, it's pretty awful. In terms of like a long-term investment. In the other game, of course, it's great. We all know it is. Yeah, so, like, you know, there's a couple of issues there that I had with it. And so, like, realistically, all we have now is this new dismissal, regeneration, faith, clarity, stasis, inaccuracy, rage. Yeah, like, I can't even, if there's another one, let me check. Guardian Spirit, resist corrosion, gourmand. Like, none of these are actually that great. And it really makes me wonder why on earth we even have an amulet slot. Sorry about that. Like, the amulets are now not that great. You're almost always going to want to have, now that you've removed resist mutation, you basically only want to have regeneration, and that's compounded by the fact that, like, you're not going to get. Hang on, let me just get rid of this guy. Oh, hilariously enough, apparently I didn't draw anything good from that deck, so oh well. Let's just use the deck of destruction for a little while. See if I can kill it. Use a deck 4 maybe. Okay, good. We managed to kill it. Alright, so yeah, like it moved us straight into, oh, I guess now we're only going to pick regeneration or dismissal in some ridiculously unrealistic case. Like, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to pick I'm not going to pick dismissal, because if I fight a really strong guy, I don't want to accidentally kill myself by like resetting the fight. Like, say you fight the Enchantress, right? Say you fight the Enchantress. She's a dangerous melee enemy. You don't want to fight her more than once, so you might up, you haste, you teleport. You might up, you haste, you agility, with all your potions and stuff, and then your dismissal thing just sends it away. So then you reset the fight, you come back to it, and she's at full health again. So you just wasted three like really good consumables because your amulet sucks butts. Like, that's essentially all I can say about that. Like, it doesn't seem very good of an idea, at least from my perspective. It seems really dumb. Of course, that doesn't mean that it's going to be dumb. I haven't played this, so I don't know yet. This is just my purely biased perspective from what the game has already started. I'm also very cheesed by the fact that they removed resist mutation, because mutations are honestly the most annoying mechanic in the game. Being malmutated is annoying. People always say never drink a potion of mutation, and like, just being malmutated is one of the worst feelings in the world. So if you think about it, why do we have mutations? They're not useful. Like, if we're going to remove amulets of resist, the only defense one would have against a mutation other than good play, you might as well just remove the mechanic altogether, because it feels like you're taking away the one defense for, like, someone who doesn't particularly have killing power, someone who doesn't particularly have enemies, the ability to, I don't know, like, kill an enemy at range. Like, it just doesn't feel right to remove something like that. I've played games where I didn't have R-Mute. Like, I played a lot of games that I didn't have R-Mute, and they're just ever so slightly more annoying than games where I do have it. Like, honestly, because R-Mute just makes the game way better. Like, I don't have to worry about being constantly mutated by friggin' orbs of fire, for example. By comparison, when I do have to, I have to chug like 3 extra potions of Cure Mute. Good. I trade off that much. And if I didn't have Cure Mute, well, sucks to be me. So if they increase the drop rate by, honestly, if they increase the drop rate by of Cure Mutes by a lot, then I will be a little bit happier. But as it stands now, I don't see any reason whatsoever to take away Mute for that. Of course, you gotta understand, I haven't seen the reasoning behind it, but I don't feel it's valid. At least from this point. At this point, I will probably try to play Trunk at some point, see if it's actually valid. Like if they have to do something, right? There's no way they can just take away the defense and just make the game harder unnecessarily. Like not even harder, just more annoying. It doesn't really make the game more difficult. It just means that sometimes, like now, you just get Berserkitis. You just assume that Berserkitis, Teleportitis, Shoutitis, weak, subdued magic, and all these amazingly terrible and annoying things are just given now. They're not even like, oh, if I get arm mute or if I look for it, then I'll be okay. You just assume that they'll happen because honestly, even if you have only like 2 turns in a melee, mutated thing, there's always that chance you're gonna get mutated. So I'm talking a little bit more heated than usual, so probably because I woke up and I was like a bit angry about it. Anyway, so that pretty much sums up why I'm pissed off about the latest amulet changes. Amulets I legitimately believe that removing amulets is probably just a good step now. Look, just give us 3 ring slots. I'd rather have that. If you don't care about logic, then we don't care about ring slots. Like, just give us the 3rd one. Amulets are shit. I'm gonna say it now. Put rings of regen on. Amulets are crap. Like, I don't really need an amulet anymore, do I? An amulet slot is just now. Can I get regen, please? Thanks. If I don't get regen, well, I don't really care about any of the other choices. Regen is going to be pretty much the best one, other than Faith, in certain situations. But realistically, still, Faith is only because it's like it gives you that early game boost, or it gives you that mid game spamming. Ultimately, regeneration is still probably the most amazing amulet by quite a large margin. Rapier of Electrocution is pretty good. Let's get rid of these elemental sling bullets. Honestly, I don't really need it. The real question is, do I want 2 forms of electrocution damage? And the answer is probably yes. Man, dealing with all this, all these slot issues is pretty painful. I think maybe ranged and Nemlex is not a good choice because you tend to lose a lot of slots to chunks and all that jazz. I'll probably go home. I'll probably go to Lair soon, drop all my extraneous strategy scrolls like the enchant armor and recharging, but for now that's okay, I think. Let's see. No, there's nothing really I want to drop, that's the problem. I guess I could drop some food, but I might as well just eat it, right? Yeah, so I don't know, I really don't feel like there's any reason that they needed to do that. It just feels like unnecessary meddling, but yeah, take it what you will. No one seems to be up in arms about it. I'm pretty up in arms about it. I've said this before in the series actually, that I have my own prejudices, so I have very strong opinions about things, and I don't really have a chance to voice it. I voiced it to Daniel with a lot more swearing because I was pissed off, but even after a day or 2 of letting it sink in, I'm still pretty cheesed off about it. So I might as well let people know that I'm cheesed off about it. I don't really enjoy it. Let's see. RFC, RF int dex. No, that's fine. I don't really need this room. So yeah, I know I was told by Daniel not to be so annoyingly negative about this, but sometimes you just gotta do what you do. For example, shock wasps. Shock wasps are a new enemy that basically charge caustic strikes, but electricity. I don't know if they're actually that strong, but that's what they sound like. And if they are, honestly, why is all I can say. There was no reason at all for you to do that. Let's use the Lamplifier because it's some cool AoE. Let's use this thing, I guess. I want to step backwards so that the flames don't die out. But at the same time, I want my ugly things to be the aggressors. I'm going to move backwards while I have the chance. Then I'm going to use Portal Projectile and fire at some of the leading guys. Mostly the captains, yeah. This is fine. So I'm pretty happy that this character is so potent, I suppose. He actually has a lot of tools to deal with the enemies that he comes by. And with this this Rapier of Electrocution, that's pretty good. Oops. Quick Blade. Nope. Short Blade. And RANT. Oh, man. Electrocution is pretty much the best one, but I'm just taking a look to see if there's a better one. Does not appear to be any better, really, than this short blade, which kind of sucks. If I look at long blades, maybe I could find something good. So there's a long sword of electrocution, a scimitar of venom, a scimitar of distortion, ruined falchion, glowing longsword, scimitar of electrocution. Okay, so I suppose that I will be moving up in the wall to get. I'll be attempting to go higher, I suppose. That's what I mean. To long blades. And the reason why is because I feel like the short blade is a little bit weak right now. It just doesn't have the damage that the sling is doing. And I kind of want to have the same amount of damage because, you know, I want melee and ranged options. I don't want to be relying on these stones forever. So let's go back to layer 1. We can drop now the recharging and the enchant armor for now. If I need to come back, I will. I suppose we could also drop the... No. All of these potions are great, that's the problem. Even Berserk Rage has its own uses, which is why I want to keep it. I have 47 slots, so I have 4 potential slots to get, which is fine, I guess. Shroud of Glubria, everything is pretty good. Passage of Glubria is on 4%. I think it's good enough to turn off now. That just leaves me with a lot of long blades training, which is amazing. Gives me a good time. So let's get long blades. Let's get the scimitar. Scimitar of electrocution. Where is it? D13. Good. It's on the way to left. On the way to faults. So I am now currently at 2 runes. I will soon be up 3. Not in this video, but in the next one, probably. So yeah, I've been ranting for a very long time. I would love to rant a little bit more, but I'll probably spread it out to the next one. Brand weapon. Oh, I didn't know that I had one. There was something I could have branded, right? A great sling. Ooh, great sling. Damn. Had I known that I had a brand, had I remembered that I had a brand weapon, that would be pretty good. Scroll of brand weapon for 218 gold. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money for that, so I will just go up here and grab this. Velocity is fine, honestly, because the electrocution, while amazing, is probably not good enough, honestly, to justify. Well, I'll see how the damage goes. I'll see how the damage changes between Great Sling and this. I will be turning off defense for now and be focusing primarily on slings and long blades with a little bit more fighting. My health is still a little bit low, but hopefully it works out. So my long blade... Okay, for now I want to be using the Great Sling because it's the safer of the two, given that... of course, given that I don't have too much skill on the long blade. Is this electrocution just better? Maybe it is. Seems to be better. Damn. Okay, well that sucks. Turns out electrocution's really amazing even on crappy weapons. Maybe I'm just not at min delay, but I'm pretty close, so I'm surprised that it would suck this bad. Let's go back to the Great Sling, just see if it's putting out the same amount of damage. It's doing reasonable damage. It's just not as... Well, I wasn't really expecting too much from this. I was just kind of hoping that it was not terrible. And I guess it's not terrible, but it's not amazing. So I will have to wait a little while for this Great Sling to kind of show its colors. Right now it's just kind of awful. Well, not awful, but it's mediocre. It's unfortunate, but yeah, that's what happens when you don't play gods like Okawara and stuff. You tend to find yourself in situations where your weapon just doesn't cut it most of the time. Like, I've acquired 4 weapons from my scrolls, I haven't gotten a single good weapon, so boo. I'm just gonna be sitting here with this poor old great sling. I think I've ditched every single one of the acquirement scrolls that I've got, the results that I've gotten, and I've acquired about 4 this time, so yeah, that's not fun. Sometimes the acquirement's just not in it for you. This could be really dangerous. I'm gonna start drawing some stuff for my decks, hopefully get something like a summon. I said get something like a summon, please. Okay, you know what? I'll just use the modifier. That's fine. Wow, that's pretty cool. At high evo, this is starting to look really nice. With the elixir card, I'm 9 vulnerable. At least while it's there, I'm regenerating like 9 a turn, so I am a-okay. Oh, wow, I actually dealt with the enemies a lot quicker than I thought I would. So this Lamplifier is pretty damn amazing, from what I can see. Given my 13 evo, that's pretty good. I would like to have more evo, but I kind of need to start training this other stuff. And my defenses are reasonable for this level. Why am I picking up large rocks? Ew. Why am I resistant to poison already? What? Okay. Oh, right, resistance. Oops. I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, so I don't know, Volts, hopefully Volts isn't too hard, but you know, you never know how it's going to be with this kind of build. Sling's not amazing. Hopefully Nemelex is just kind to me and doesn't screw me over in critical situations. I'm going to start picking up the decks again because I feel like I need a bit of recharging of my stock. It's what happens when you only run around with purely like legendary decks. I will be spamming the decks more now. And I do need to remember to use Portal Projectile, so I'm actually going to put it on D so I naturally press it. I can use it to smite these annoying summoners away, and also pick off enemies over other enemies, which is kind of cool. It's nice to have options when you're ranged, rather than just pelting them. There's a book. 52 slots does not seem like a lot when you have Nemelex. Oh, a Scroll of Acquirement. You know what I'm going to acquire with this? Definitely a weapon, because I love getting a sling. No, please. Please. Please, no. This is my 4th in a row that I just had. Oh, sorry, 5th in a row. 5th plus whatever sling of bullshit. Okay, this game does not want me to play slings, so you know, honestly, maybe I'm proving that no one cares about acquirement, right? No one needs good luck to play this game. This game is a very skill-based game, so I don't need these acquirements. That's what the game's trying to say. So you guys pay attention, because this is 101 in how to play without RNG. Oh, was that a legendary deck, or was I hallucinating again? Legendary. Hey, look at that. Some random legendary deck of cards. That's pretty rare in the dungeon. Let's stack it, because why not? It's a deck of defense. Oh, wow. Elixir is guaranteed amazing. Potion is pretty amazing. And Alchemist is also pretty good. Actually, wait, is Alchemist better than, hang on. Alchemist... Actually, yeah, okay, Alchemist is better than Potion. Fortitude is better than Potion. Banshee's not as good as Potion. So this is actually a really sick deck for me. The Elixir basically means one get-out-of-jail-free card, essentially. There's pretty much no way to die under the effects of Elixir. At least if you're, like, in a reasonable spot. If you're in, like, a ridiculously one-shot scenario, then of course you're not going to survive, but in, like, reasonable spots, you're actually really strongly considered, like, alive, even if you're at, like, low health. So yeah, definitely need to pick those up. Definitely need to keep that. Screw these Potions of Flight, I guess. I didn't get... That's my 5th sling, guys. 5th sling. I've counted because I could just see it. 5 slings and counting. Hopefully one day we'll get something that isn't terrible. Or maybe I should just not maybe I should just not not acquire the weapon. Maybe I should just try something else. But it's just, I want it to be cool, guys. Boo. I'm sad. Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. Realistically, my game plan wouldn't have changed much anyway. I just would have gone straight upgrade, so the game's just being a dick. It's not really screwing me over that much. Another third scroll of Wand of Teleport. It's got 3 charges. I'm going to drop it because I have too many already. And honestly, if I need it, I'll just teleport with a regular scroll, of which I have 6. It's fine. Okay. There's a couple of other enemies that kind of annoy me. A couple of other things that kind of annoyed me with the patch notes, but they're not as, like, important, I suppose. Like, for example, they added shock wasps. They're basically shock serpents that fly. There was no need to do that, by the way. Like, we don't need more enemies that are electric. Electric enemies are the most boring, unintuitive enemies in the game. Like, honestly. They look cool, but they're not that great. Because if you think about it, all they do is they kill you unless you have a good resist. That's their whole shtick. You die if you don't have the right resist. Like a shock serpent, you can't beat that easily. It's not that easy to beat without, like, it's known for chunking you for like 90% of your health for no real reason. It's not a dangerous enemy though. If you have R-Elect, it's suddenly the weakest enemy in the game. It's just like, it's almost useless. It really makes me wonder why they wanted to add more in the early game. I'm marked. Okay, so that means that I need to get to the upstairs as soon as possible, and the upstairs is... I have no idea. Oh, it's up here. Okay. That's alright. Keep marking me. That's fine. I needed to pay for my, my disrespect of the game by having no MR whatsoever. So I kinda saw it coming. It's fine. Okay, good. I really need to remember that I have Blink. Not a spell, but the actual ability Blink. I could learn Blink and that would solve a lot of issues, but, you know, kinda wanna have good habits. By using like two equally viable blinks. I want to use the one that doesn't suck. Not that doesn't suck. Sorry. Hang on. Okay, so I have low strength. Is the low strength encumbering my ability to be alive? I would argue yes. My low strength for scale mail means that I'm not getting enough. Yeah, so as you can see, I level up strength and my evade went up by 1. That means that I think my encumbrance is too high. So I think that might actually help out with stuff. It's good. So yeah, they added shock wasps, which I'm annoyed by. Oh god, this is not good. I am marked and in the abyss. I could potentially be dead here, but not really. I'm not that bothered by it. Because as long as I can wait out the mark... Oh, this isn't good. Oh. Well, I guess that's a thing. Just gonna get out real quick. Yeah. Good. Alright, so I'm gonna take this stupid MR minus thing off because it's kind of killing me. And also, well, I hope he doesn't hit me with Bolt of Fire, because that would suck. Yeah, so they added shock wasps, which are essentially shock serpents, I'm assuming. Which is really annoying to me because I don't like having R-Elect. Like, R-Elect should not be valued that highly. It shouldn't even be a thing. Like, a lot of these things are just, like, searching for a certain thing, and if you're good, you know to search for it really hard. Like, R-Elect is so valuable that I'm willing to use a ring like this, a suicidal ring like this, because it's just such an exotic resistance that I might need it in some case. Or I need, resistance potions, of which I have 2. So it's like, you're adding another one. Thanks, guys. You're really making this game more difficult, but not more skilled, just more difficult in general. Like, it doesn't help. Oh, Bardiche, that's cool. Ring of Stealth, that's actually kind of good, but I'm gonna not use it because I'm not training stealth right now, so there's no point. Well, like, I'm not really... Oops, I accidentally moved up onto the stairs. I need to kill that guy quickly, move up, kill him. Oh, I need to make sure I'm not running around with RF minus. That's kind of dangerous. I need to check if I have any good jewelry. Hang on. That's not how you spell jewelry. Oh my god. Okay, close enough. Stealth, wizardry, magical power, regeneration, clarity, fire, protection from fire, cold, magic, posture, protection. These are all not great. That's the problem, really. They're not that amazing, the things. What I have now is probably one of the best configurations. The only one I can think of that's better is probably the Invis, RFRC, and Int +2. The only issue is with that is that I'm kind of worried that my dex is going to drop my stats down, but I shouldn't be worried about that. So I actually will probably go and pick that up at some point and use that instead of the MR minus thing. Because the MR minus thing kind of sucks. Kind of hurts. Ow, this is so painful. Ow. Yeah, so Shock Wasp, boo. What else is there? Iron Giants, boo. They made Octopode Crushers one of the most RNG reliant dudes in the game. Have the same thing, but now they're even worse. That doesn't seem like a lot of fun for me. I don't know why they're hell-bent on shifting all the danger to depths, but yeah, I guess so. Like, depth is not fun already, as is. So like, it's just kind of weird why they would want to do that. That's my these are all issues with the patch. Personally, like, I just don't like it, but I complain a lot, so you get to hear that, I guess. What else? That's about it, really. Like, I guess they made it so that Jivia altars don't appear in early dungeon as much, and then to that I say, my god, when is the last time I saw a Jivia altar? And I'll say, never. The entire tournament I played, I did not see a Jivia altar the whole time, apart from the one in Lair. Like, I did not see an early Jivia dungeon, and in the 2 games that I tried to go Jivia, I didn't even get that Jivia Lair thing. So I was pretty unlucky. So honestly, for me, I feel like the Jivia thing is not relevant at all. It's actually sad how irrelevant it is. Yeah, I don't know about that. What do you think? Is there anything else that happened in the new patch? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Like, nothing else really matters. They added a couple of cool unrandots, which is okay, I guess. But I had this interesting discussion with Megaslime about how oh, this is kind of poop. I had an interesting discussion with Megaslime about how unrandots shouldn't be always with a drawback. Like, look at the last couple of randots that they've unrandots that they've unveiled. Rovines, you get high regen, but it's a robe, and it's also pretty poop because it gives you amazing regen, but you can't heal. This is awful. This is awful. Oh god. Let's run the Vial of Floods to silence. Let's run the Deck of War to bring some dudes. Let's heal. Let's shoot a Venom Bolt. Let's use this thing. Okay, we got him. Whew. I was one iron shot away from absolute death right there. That would have been so embarrassing. Alright, so I guess this MR minus isn't working out for me. So I'm gonna go get the ring, and then I'm gonna probably end the video. It's here. Okay, so let me explain to you why. Actually, no, I'll leave that to next video. Give you guys something to look forward to, I guess, if you want to. I don't know if you do. So yeah, this video is super ranty. Kind of just mute it. Honestly, just mute it if you don't like it. I'm just giving my honest opinions on how the game should work. I think that it's fine to have a resistive audience. In that, I mean, oh my goodness. By that I mean, like, I think it's fine to have audiences, game, like the community, to disagree with the people who make the game. I suppose, like, who actually contribute to the code in terms of gameplay decisions. Because I feel that, like, those guys are not any more special. They don't have any more right to the game than we do. They are coders of an open source game. They don't have, like, they put their effort in, yeah, and that's amazing, and we should be thankful for that. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't pretend that they are the, like, official devs and what they say goes, because at the end of the day, first of all, this is Trunk, it's beta, and second of all, they're not, like, paid to do it or anything. They're just players like us. They change the game because they like the game, like us, right? So there's no real reason. Like, I think that we should treat them as if they have more say over it than others. Like, if they did, then, well, why are we making this? Why are we pretending it's an open source game? We're actually having a set of people who are only allowed to do it, and then everyone else is just contributing free labor. It's a bit different, right? At least in my opinion. So, I think it's fine to disagree. Like, do what you want. I disagree. I won't really do anything about it because, you know, I'm just annoyed, but I'll get used to it. I got used to bloody shard strikes. Caustic strikes. I'll get used to this, but, you know, just for now, I'll be discontent with what I'm seeing. I'll talk more about the discussion I had with Daniel later, because this is getting to be a pretty long episode. So, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.